From being out the NBA, dismissed, totally forgotten, a name that hasn't crossed many minds in years, the return of Elfrid Payton has been sensational, legendary, historic, a reliever, career extender, just like Lance Stephenson during peak COVID when half of many teams' rosters caught corona, reminded everybody who he was for a short time. New Orleans 8 players injured from being waived October 16th after signing Exhibit 10 contract. The Louisiana native officially signed Wednesday, November 20th. DeJounte Murray out with a fractured hand, CJ McCollum hip soreness. The 30-year-old officially reached a 9th NBA season. Even former teammates with Coach Willie Green back in 2015 Orlando as a rookie. Payton back with New Orleans for the first time since 2019, waiving the inferior Jalen Noel. The 6'3" point guard, low-key, a triple-double king, 14 points, a career high, 21 assists, played 31 minutes, a loss to Indiana. The only active players with more dimes in the game, Russell Westbrook and Tyrese Halliburton. Tying CP3 and James Harden assist career best, the biggest shocker of the season thus far, especially approaching 2025 with the insane talent in the NBA today. It's an absolute travesty. Many players way worse than Payton, incapable of making more than 4 shots a game even if they played all 48 minutes. The league desperately needs to expand teams with the amount of talent all around the world. If this was mid-2000s NBA, Payton would easily be the starting point guard for a 20-ish win team, the greatest pre-Thanksgiving player comeback for somebody who didn't play since the 2022 Suns. Looked completely washed 3 years ago. Locked 5 minutes of the Luka special Game 7 beatdown over 900 days ago. We all knew all along his time in the National Basketball Association wasn't gonna end like that. The greatest non-guaranteed contract deal, he's been more reliable than Zion all November, breaking his previous career high in dimes, 16 back in March 2019. In the famous quote of former play-by-play legend Grant Napier, now Laker fans quick to hop on the bandwagon, wishing they could have signed him and replaced the struggling D'Angelo Russell. Too bad. Welcome to 2024's NBA, when any good offensive player can instantly have a career night. From being in the G League all this time before New Orleans, Indiana, the last team to waive him 14 months ago, now guys like Isaiah Thomas and John Wall will look to take their workouts more seriously, both believing they can contribute without a doubt. Payton looked like a complete 9-year vet out there with the pick and roll feeds, gorgeous dimes. Due to the 3-point era, Elfrid, who's a pass-first guy, known for his floaters, being a terrible outside shooter, 28% from 3 for his career, the biggest detriment to why he wasn't in the league each of the last 2 seasons. What a career rejuvenation story, feeling all the emotions, likely the best he's felt since starting for the New York Knicks back in 2021. After having a career year, quickly benched in the playoffs, deemed unplayable, developed the bad rap instantly, the 10th overall pick by the Orlando Magic, known for his court vision and defense, deemed as the next Rajon Rondo, already more assists this season than draft mate Joel Embiid, made first team all-rookie, averaged 8.9 points, 6.5 assists, respectable first year numbers, started 63 of 82 games, finished 4th for Rookie of the Year, 3 first place votes, became the triple doubles leader in Magic franchise history after 3.5 seasons, a piss poor 98 and 183 record with the Magic, a struggling team with little to no national TV games, no identity after a while. The only time many hear about Payton, how his long hair blocked his own shot, making him a Shaq in the Full Hall of Famer. After getting rid of Tobias Harris, Oladipo, followed by Payton, of course Aaron Gordon next on deck. The type of player who needs shooters around him and a big who can finish lobs, a guy who wasn't going to be a star or close to a main option, but a backup facilitator who could put up big numbers in certain regular season games when the starters missed time. Him going to 10 Commander Phoenix back in 2018, trying to lose on purpose to land #1 pick, drafted DeAndre Ayton of all people. The then 24-year-old put in another tough spot, numb to all the losing, having to deal with teammates Josh Jackson, Dragon Bender, and Marquise Chris. Payton already been exposed as a non-shooter, signed 1-year $3 million deal with New Orleans 2019, the year of the Anthony Davis saga, dealing from one dysfunction in Orlando to another with Phoenix. Followed by the troubles of New Orleans, disgruntled superstar AD demanded out. Payton played just 42 games that whole season. Him and Drew Holiday, the only two bright spots, recorded 5 straight triple-doubles, only joining the likes of Russell Westbrook, Michael Jordan, Will Chamberlain, and Oscar Robertson, the only 5 players to do so, yet got little to no recognition due to AD sucking all the oxygen out of NOLA. Payton played just 24 games with Davis together, and yet still by far his best teammate he's ever played with. Earned another 1-year deal with the Knicks. Another historically awful start, the atrocious 4-18 David Fizdale playing Martin Luther King speeches.
Funniest shit though. Funniest shit ever. We come into practice and we go in the film room. Like coach come in the film room, whatever like that. And this nigga put on like Martin Luther King speech or something like that. Something crazy like that. And then before that, assistant coach comes on talking about some there's thieves in the temple. What are you talking about? My nigga, we got a game tomorrow. What coverage we in? Like, what are you talking about, dog?
Replaced by Mike Miller, Elfrid, another 1-year deal, finally made the playoffs for the first time in his career 2021, but absolutely awful being a starter, arguably the worst shooting point guard, playing for a non-shooting team, led the Knicks to the 4th seed, Emmanuel Quigley still a rookie, Frank Ntilikina not good enough, and Derrick Rose better suited as a 6th man. Wasn't Elfrid's fault he started. For a player who didn't have enough good vets on a team for him to develop in his early years, absolutely stunted his growth. The lack of locker room vets never allowed Payton to reach his full potential. Who was he gonna lean on in Orlando? Brandon Jennings? DJ Augustine? Nuh-uh. Resulting him waving off 2nd-year RJ Barrett far too many times, him and Julius Randle dribbling the air out of the ball, Barrett still couldn't shoot, Randle can't spread the floor, and Mitch Robinson absolutely zero shooting. Being in a big market, Payton became more criticized than ever before. His value tanked so bad, wasn't getting anything more than a vet minimum, ended up deep on the bench for the 2022 Suns, backed up CP3 and Cameron Payne, unsigned after, then headed overseas to Puerto Rico before the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, G League of the Pacers, signed him after being waived by Indy before October of last year. Elfrid played a game with an NBL team as a last-minute replacement, had 21-7-7 in a 41-point loss to the Raptors, without even knowing any of his teammates till 5 minutes before the game, proving he still has all the tools to stay ready, remain calm, patient, hard work eventually paid off. Answering all the calls on a random November Monday night could have been the most important moment of Payton's NBA career, possibly the difference between him getting cut less than 24 hours later, perhaps secure a multi-year guaranteed deal. No player has had to deal with as many difficult circumstances out of his controls, constantly on bad teams, deemed a good player early on, from playing on dysfunctional organizations, all his head coaches either fired mid-season or right after the first full year. Wasn't until Payton's 7th year in the league did a coach keep his job, which was 2021's Knicks under Tom Thibodeau.
Every year is something new. A new group of people that don't know you.
Right.
For real. And they already done got some kind of
expectations.
Expectations are just like
Think about
how they perceive you. You come in, new coaches, they don't know you, so they got their own perception of you,
Right.
good or bad. You trying to win these over.
Yeah.
These, like this coach might want you doing this, but he wants you to do that.
Right.
So now you trying to do that, but and you trying to play your game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, and grow within yourself too.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me? So it was.
Payton already realized the struggles of being a role player in the league, spoke on the Run Your Race channel, and mentioned about guys needing to be effective playing just 10 minutes.
I think what people don't talk about enough, and like people always talk about you gotta be a professional, and you talk about like being in shape and being ready, knowing the scout, knowing all this stuff, but they don't talk about like how to be effective in short minutes. Like how can you impact a game in like 10, 12 minutes.
Right.
It's not easy. And I think people be like, a lot of people look at box scores and stuff at the end of the game and see somebody have played 15 minutes and they be like, dang, you only had 4 points. Suck.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
but they never watched it, they didn't see the game.
Payton also describes his play style, which translated November 25th, 2024.
For me, I know how I play. Like, I like to get people involved and then kind of feed off that, like, type thing. Like, you don't really have time for that. You'll f around and go up and down the court 3-4 times.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, it's time to come out now. And you feeling like,
And your minutes will run out.
and your minutes out. And your minutes out. And you like, damn, like, I ain't do nothing today. I ain't do nothing but some cardio, like some line touches today.
Payton talked about his struggles.
I think I was super hard on myself about like, man, when I get out there, I gotta do something.
Right.
I gotta do something to try and, you know what I'm saying?
After a historic career night, the uncanny vision, top notch, never having the chance to play with a consistent squad around him, the Pelicans being the most consistently inconsistent team in the league, many people opened up their phones, likely thought they kept an old ESPN browser up for years. Confused by seeing Payton's name, his performance goes to show hundreds of non-NBA players could still absolutely ball out when given the opportunity. Elfrid Payton, one of those several examples, him and especially guys like Mike James, better than a lot of point guards in the league. It's an absolute travesty. Payton's headshot picture on the NBA website still has him on a Suns jersey. Somebody slacking on their job out there. From sitting on his couch about a week ago to saying the NBA's light work when you have Nepto babies on guaranteed multi-year deals who can't do shit in the G League. We just witnessed a reincarnation of prime Rajon Rondo. Or is this just a quick insanity moment? Given his lack of jump shot, the biggest thing in his career, if he could figure out his TJ McConnell type role, could be a pass for any contender for 15 to 20 minutes playing intense ball, could become a fan favorite. Elfrid might have officially taken Jose Alvarado's spot as the full-time backup for DeJounte. His performance, an uplifting rise for somebody who lacks many of the right tools for the modern NBA, but a player who never stopped competing, ready at any moment, doing his thing, redeemed himself, a testament to his abilities, never complained or made excuses when he was out of the league. A remarkable journey, teaches us the value of persistency, believing in oneself. The whole league shall take notice. Will other struggling players like Ben Simmons wake up and take notes? The start of another NBA chapter from Mr. Payton. Will this performance open the door for former players looking to reintroduce themselves? More amazing video topics as we enter Thanksgiving.
God is good, bro.